In the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, Toby stood in front of a cracked mirror in a small rented room in Surulere. His faded shirt was ironed to perfection, but his eyes carried the weight of worry. Today was a big day. He was meeting his childhood best friend, Paul, to celebrate Paul's new business venture. Toby, a struggling mechanic with dreams of owning his own garage, had little to offer but his loyalty and a heart full of hope. Paul burst into the room, his expensive agbada flowing, a wide grin on his face. "Toby, my brother. You're still here, adjusting that shirt like it's your wedding day." He laughed, tossing a bottle of chilled Golder to Toby. "Relax, we're going to Ikeja to celebrate. My new real estate office is opening next week." Toby caught the bottle, forcing a smile. "Paul, you're moving too fast. Real estate? Last time we talked, you were selling car parts in Ladipo Market." Paul sat on the edge of Toby's worn mattress. "God has been good, my friend. I met the right people, got a loan, and now I'm building something big. But don't worry, you're my brother. When I rise, you rise." Toby nodded, his chest tight. "I trust you, Paul. I don't have much now. My garage is still a dream. What if I'm dragging you down?" Paul placed a firm hand on Toby's shoulder. "Toby, you fixed my first car when I had nothing. You're not dragging me anywhere. We're in this together." That evening, they sat at a lively buka in Ikeja, plates of pounded yam and egusi stew before them. The air was thick with the aroma of roasted suya and the sound of Fuji music. Toby felt a flicker of hope. Maybe, with Paul's success, things would change for him too. 2 years later, Paul's real estate business had taken off. His office in Victoria Island gleamed with glass and chrome, and his fleet of cars included a sleek Range Rover. Toby, however, was still hustling. His small mechanic shop in Yaba barely paid the bills, and his dreams of expansion remained just that, dreams. One humid afternoon, Toby visited Paul's office, carrying a bag of tools. He'd promised to fix Paul's generator for free, a small gesture of their old bond. Inside, Paul was in a meeting, surrounded by men in tailored suits. Toby waited by the receptionist's desk, feeling out of place in his oil-stained overalls. When Paul emerged, his smile was tight. "Toby, you didn't call. I'm in the middle of something big." Toby shrugged. "Just came to fix that gen. It's no trouble." Paul's eyes flickered with irritation. "You can't just show up like this, men. This is a professional space. My clients, they expect a certain standard." Toby's stomach sank. "Paul, it's me. Your brother. I'm just trying to help." Paul sighed, pulling Toby aside. "Look, Toby, I appreciate you, but things have changed. I'm playing in a different league now. You can't keep coming around looking like this." He gestured at Toby's worn clothes. "It's embarrassing." Toby's throat tightened. "Embarrassing? Paul, we grew up together in Mushin. You used to sleep on my floor when your father threw you out." Paul's face hardened. "That was then. I've worked hard to get here. You're still stuck, Toby. Maybe it's time you figure out your own path." The words cut deep. Toby left the office without fixing the generator, his tools heavy in his hands. That night, he sat alone in his shop, staring at a broken carburetor. "God, why?" he whispered. "What did I do to lose my brother?" The tension grew over months. Paul stopped inviting Toby to his lavish parties, stopped answering his calls. One evening, Toby showed up at Paul's mansion in Lekki, hoping to mend things. The gateman let him in, but Paul's welcome was cold. "Toby, what's this? You can't just barge into my house." Paul snapped, standing in his marble-floored living room, a glass of Hennessy in hand. His new friends, all dripping in wealth, stared at Toby like he was an intruder. "I just wanted to talk," Toby said quietly. "You've been avoiding me." Paul laughed, a cruel edge to his voice. "Avoiding you? Toby, look at you. You're still fixing Okadas in Yaba while I'm closing million-naira deals." We're not the same anymore. You're holding me back. Toby's fists clenched. Holding you back? I was there when you had nothing. I gave you my last kobo when you needed it. Paul stepped closer, his voice low and venomous. That's your problem, Toby. You're always living in the past. I don't need your charity anymore. Get out of my house. And don't come back. Toby stood frozen, his heart shattering. Without a word, he turned and walked out into the Lagos night, the gate slamming shut behind him. He vowed never to beg Paul again. Something inside him shifted, a quiet resolve to prove himself, no matter the cost. Toby moved in with an old friend, Musa, a welder who lived in Makoko. Musa's small flat became Toby's refuge. Every morning, Toby woke early, scouring the internet for opportunities. He took small repair jobs, saved every naira, and studied automotive engineering online. His hands were calloused, his eyes tired, but his spirit burned with determination. One Sunday, Toby visited a local church in Oshodi. Pastor Akin listened as Toby poured out his pain, Paul's betrayal, his struggling business, his fading dreams. The pastor's words were simple but powerful. Toby, start small. Use what you have. God will open doors. Inspired, Toby began repairing cars for local traders, offering fair prices and honest work. Word spread. Soon, he was fixing vehicles for a transport company in Volks Barracks. One day, the company's manager, Mr. Okeke, called Toby into his office. Your work is solid, Toby, Mr. Okeke said. We're expanding our fleet. I want you to oversee maintenance for all our buses. It's a big contract. Toby's heart raced. Sir, I won't let you down. The contract changed everything. Toby hired 2 apprentices, rented a bigger shop, and invested in new tools. His reputation grew, and within a year, he was supplying spare parts to transport companies across Lagos. He bought a modest house in Festac and a Toyota Camry. But he wasn't done. Toby's ambition grew. He diversified into logistics, partnering with companies to streamline vehicle maintenance across Nigeria. His company, Toby Motors, became a trusted name. One evening, Musa rushed into Toby's new office in Ikeja, holding a newspaper. Toby, see this. Musa pointed to an article. Paul's real estate empire, East Properties, was in trouble. Mismanagement and bad loans had pushed it to the brink of collapse. The company was up for auction. Toby stared at the paper, memories of Paul's betrayal flooding back. He could let it go, let Paul fall. But then he remembered Pastor Akin's words, do good, even when they do you wrong. Toby made a decision. He contacted his bank and prepared a bid. The auction was held in a grand hall in Banana Island. Business tycoons filled the room, their voices buzzing with anticipation. Toby sat quietly in a tailored suit, his face calm but his heart pounding. Paul was there too, slouched in a corner, his once proud demeanor gone. The auctioneer's voice boomed. East Properties, starting at 500 million naira. Bids flew, 550 million naira, 600 million naira, 720 million naira. Toby waited, then raised his hand. 1.2 billion naira. The room fell silent. Going once, going twice, sold to Toby Motors. Paul's head snapped up. His eyes met Toby's, wide with disbelief. Toby, the man he'd called a failure, now owned his mother's company. After the auction, Paul approached Toby outside the hall, his face a mix of shame and anger. Toby, why? Why did you buy my mother's company? Toby looked at him, his voice steady. Paul, I didn't do this to hurt you. Your mother built these properties with her sweat. I bought it to save it, its workers, its legacy. You threw me out when I had nothing, but I'm not you. I don't hold grudges. Paul's shoulders slumped. I was wrong, Toby. I let money blind me. I'm sorry. Toby nodded. I forgive you. But respect is earned, Paul. Start there. He walked to his car, leaving Paul standing alone. Months later, Toby stood in his office, looking out at Lagos skyline. Ease Properties was thriving under his leadership, and Toby Motors was expanding to Abuja. Paul had started over, running a small property agency in Surulere, humble but learning. Toby's phone buzzed, a message from Musa, "You showed them, brother. Keep shining." Toby smiled. Life had taught him a hard lesson: never judge a man by his today, for his tomorrow may change everything. This story reminds us to treat others with kindness, no matter their status. The person you reject today could hold your future tomorrow. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take away from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.